Let's go ahead and talk to, is it Jake or Jack? It's Jake. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about Adderall.
Yes, one of the mind-altering, mind-bending drugs, yes.
Yes, I was put on it by my doctor, and my grandpa's going to be cutting in and talking sometimes, too.
So your family's going on drugs. Well, I have government documents that said that they planned by 2000 to have about 20% of the population on these, and they now have over 15. They're a little behind schedule, and they admit it's to control you. So you were put on Adderall because you weren't happy? They said, how old are you?
I'm 10.
And why? I've been on it since first grade.
And is this your father?
I'm the grandfather.
This is a grandfather. I didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, he's staying with me. He's from Wisconsin, and he started out at 5 milligrams. He's up to 30 milligrams. And right now, at night, he perspires, and he reeks of toxin.
Yeah, but is it your son or daughter that just that believes everything the system tells them?
My daughter.
Well, this is just terrible. What was the excuse to put your grandson on it to begin with?
Attention deficit.
So when you buy a puppy and it runs around and bites and chews and gets excited with the energy of life in it, do we put puppies on drugs? I used to joke 10 years ago about that. Now they actually do put puppies that have attention deficit. Hyper puppies. All mammal species are excitable and aggressive, especially males. When they're young, when they're adolescent, and but they put you on drugs. I mean, so your daughter thought it was unusual to have a misbehaving, aggressive 5-year-old.
What do you think, Jake?
Yes.
And have you told your daughter that she's hurting your son?
I have, and I will again before he goes back on Sunday.
Well, Adderall, from what I've read, is particularly deadly.
Yes, it was banned in Canada, as I understand, because of deaths.
Yeah, there was 12 deaths in Canada, and some injuries.
Well, see, your daughter may be rebelling against you. It's all part of the sickness of America. Stay there. I'll talk to both of you on the other side. We're talking to Jake in Tennessee. He's with his grandfather visiting for the summer. The boy is on Adderall. I guess he's respecting his daughter's wishes and keeping him on it. You got to be very careful when you come off those, though. Basically, this is in the documents, they developed a bunch of mind control drugs, and it's got the similar molecule structure to angel dust. In fact, it's classified in the serotonin reuptake inhibitors are classified as more dangerous than LSD. That is more toxic in their molecular structure. You just take a larger dose of LSD. And it builds up in the brain, and then it causes other problems, and they always increase the dose. The average person on psychotropics in this country is on 4 drugs. The average foster child is on 7. Some Texas foster children are on as many as 17 drugs. The children, after 10 drugs, begin having seizures, and they go on seizure medication. And it's a form of eugenics. They actually murder the children in Texas and many other states with the drugs. It's a whole formula. And it's so evil I can't even describe it. That, by the way, was on WOAI TV. A great report, very in-depth. We already knew all of it, but it was all in one spot. About 3 years ago, there was a WOAI report dealing with the entire spectrum. And it's hardcore, folks. Hardcore. Friday, we're going to be having an hour-and-a-half special. It's tomorrow with Aaron Dykeson here about how eugenicists went underground, what they set up. Going back to, what's your grandfather's first name, Jake?
Bruce.
Okay, Bruce. I mean, you guys are calling in and you're just telling me your grandson's on this and your daughter put him on it at 5. Anything else you want to add? Or?
Well, he's not on it right now, not while he's with me. And
did he go slowly off of it, or?
Well, I don't know what she was doing in the past. She said she hadn't given it to him starting the summer.
Okay, so I was just guessing that he was off of it. Okay, good. And he's still on it. Okay.
We've been using some herbs to detoxify him, and he has been making some progress. But there's been a lot of symptoms. He can probably tell you some of the things that he feels.
Well, let me just tell him something. You watch TV, and it hypes your brain up even more. If you don't have good nutrition, Jake, they want you to get in trouble. They want you, and then they'll start picking on you and singling you out, especially when the school learns you're off drugs. They actually tell them to go after you. You beat them by being a good boy. You beat them every day when you get out of that concentration camp that's a public school. You beat them every day when they don't get you in prison. You beat them every day when you're clean cut and do what your mother and father and grandfather say. You read books, you go hike around the woods, you find good friends, you get into sports, you don't play video games or watch TV, and you start doing push-ups every morning, seeing how many more you can do. You can build up to like 50. And let me tell you something. They want you to fail. Okay, they want you to be bad. So you win by being calm, by taking a deep breath, and realizing that Jesus loves you and that you're going to defeat them by being good. And you got a good grandpa getting you off this stuff. Anything else, Bruce?
No, that's about it. I appreciate the kind words, and I'm sure Jake will take them to heart.
Jake, are you listening to your grandfather?
Yep.
Do you realize that the government's run by criminals, and they want to hurt you? Okay, it's called eugenics. If your grandpa has a computer, he can show you and maybe give you some lessons on that. Learning is actually fun. The stuff you get at public school isn't really learning. That's why you don't like it. Learning is actually fun. It's interesting, and I want you to find out about... do you know who Adolf Hitler is?
Yeah.
Our government trained him. Okay, and in his book Mein Kampf, he said he was trained by the U.S. and the British. Okay, the same people that created Hitler run America, and they actually want to hurt you, Jake. Okay, so understand that you beat them by being strong. You beat them by growing up to be a strong, hard-working man who raises strong children yourself and who loves his wife. All right? So tell me that you're going to be a good boy.
I'm going to be a good boy.
Good, good. We'll be right back.